Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 13th of November 2024. And guys, the price of Bitcoin in the global cryptocurrency market is still looking great, isn't it? And what I did guys yesterday, that is the 12th of November, I did actually go live via LinkedIn with a good friend of mine, that is Marcus and Tita. And we went ahead and discussed why the prices have been increasing. And we've also went ahead and discussed what are the benefits of abolishing certain departments of the US government. And just last night guys, President Donald Trump has actually mentioned that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, they will be responsible for Doge, that is the Department of Government Efficiency. And look guys, because of this particular news, so far as Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned, it is only going to be beneficial, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is, from now till the time President Donald Trump gets sworn in, try to follow him on Twitter, because he's actively stating what he's planning to do for the United States of America. Now look guys, whether you like President Donald Trump or not, he's definitely going to make Bitcoin great again, as well as make the world a safer place as well, isn't it? So it looks like the US outcome election was definitely great, not just for United States of America, but for the entire world. And if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, guys, it has definitely been looking good since the last few days, isn't it? Now, along with the global cryptocurrency market, guys, we do have some interesting developments in the world of ETF, as well as Tether USDT. Now, regarding Tether USDT, guys, I have two news. The first one is regarding the volume of stable coins, and as of today guys, only the volume of Tether USDT is at $248 billion, probably for the first time in history guys. The 24-hour volume of stable coin has crossed the $200 billion mark. This, to be honest, is definitely positive news, because it does give a very strong indication as to which direction the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be heading towards. And if you look at the overall volume of stable coins since the last few days guys, it has been consistently over the $300 billion mark. Absolutely great news in my opinion. Now the second news guys is regarding the developer toolkit that Tether USDT has launched for Bitcoin and USDT wallets. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now in the world of ETF guys, we have two interesting news. The first one is regarding Canary Capital. And interestingly guys, they have filed for HBAR ETF. That is to do with Hedera, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now regarding Canary Capital guys, they have gone ahead and applied ETF for XRP as well, so it's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome to this is. Now the second news is connected to Bitwise guys, and they have launched the first chapter of staking ETP, which is an exchange traded product, and this will be listed on 6 different Swiss exchanges. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this news. Now look guys, one of the reasons why this is important, because President Donald Trump, once he's sworn into office, he will be firing Gary Gensler, isn't it? So because of this news guys, the possibility of these approval is definitely much higher, isn't it? So let's see guys, what does 2025 have in store for us? Now look guys, since the last few years, ChatGPT and artificial intelligence has definitely made quite a lot of buzz, isn't it? Now what I want to do is guys, I want to go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion. Where does AI need blockchain technology? Because look guys, based on my understanding, so far as blockchain technology is concerned, there are limited use cases, isn't it? And you also need to understand the blockchain trilemma problem, guys. So what I'll be doing is, I'll go ahead and discuss areas where artificial intelligence needs blockchain technology, keeping in mind the blockchain trilemma problem. Now look guys, it is extremely critical that we truly understand the blockchain trilemma problem. And blockchain trilemma problem is essentially security, scalability and decentralization. And it is so important that we do not compromise in either one of them. So let me know guys, what are your thoughts regarding that? So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys, after a very long time, has to do with Metaverse. And the RTA, that is Road Transport Authority, they held the Dubai Metro Crisis Management Drill. But this was held in Metaverse. So I'll go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now the second news guys has to do with artificial intelligence. And looks like the UAE has a really strong competitor, and that is Saudi Arabia. And the news essentially is that Saudi Arabia, they are planning $100 billion AI powerhouse, and this is to rival UAE tech hub. Now look guys, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, I hate saying this, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia is definitely taking leaps and bounds, not just in investment guys, but also so far as AI adoption is concerned. So I wouldn't be surprised, let's say 3 to 5 years down the line, Saudi Arabia takes a massive lead, not just in the MENA region, probably in the entire world as well. So I'll go ahead and discuss more information regarding this. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, mind you, guys, I'm looking at these numbers via CoinMarketCap, and as of today, the global cryptocurrency market is at $2.95 trillion. But let's say, guys, if you're looking at these metrics via CoinGecko, it does actually show that the global cryptocurrency market is well past the $3 trillion mark. Because look, guys, CoinGecko has different metrics that they call and accept, but so far as CoinMarketCap is concerned, they tend to take a wider pool. So in an idealistic world, it should happen exactly the opposite, isn't it? Coin market cap should show more than $3 trillion. So it is a bit of an anomaly between the two reports. So look guys, I definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and look at different reports and different websites when it comes to information. Now so far as the global cryptocurrency market is concerned guys, since the last 24 hours it is up by 0.57%, and if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume guys, these numbers are absolutely crazy, but it is on a positive side, and the 24-hour volume once again is over the $300 billion mark. Today it is at $349.04 billion, and since the last 24 hours guys, it is actually up by $31.22 billion. Now what is a bit crazy guys is, the volume in DeFi is once again looking great. Today it is at $2.97 billion, and yesterday guys when I went live with a good friend of mine, we went ahead and discussed the volume of stable coins as well as why the dominance of Bitcoin has been going down as well. So please feel free to go and check that thing out. And also guys, the total value locked across all DeFi protocol has also crossed the $100 billion mark. Today it is at $107.16 billion. Now that thing being said guys, DeFi is still accounting for only 6.27% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, with Lido still dominating at $32.05 billion, and decentralized exchange dominance is at 44.06%. Now truth be told guys, despite the decentralized exchange dominance being at 44%, me personally I'm not content, cause look, when the numbers are ridiculously high, this number should have been around the 70 to 80%. Let's say guys, if the market is crashing, then if decentralized exchange dominance is at 44%, that would actually mean that people are using a lot of decentralized exchanges in it. But when the market is already pumping up and we are looking at numbers in the $300 billion range, that should be the time when decentralized exchange dominance should be around the 70 to 80% mark. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure. Maybe it might never ever happen as well. Now so far as the volume of decentralized exchange is concerned guys, Uniswap's volume is once again about the $4 billion mark. Today it is at $4.17 billion. Radium is at $3.04 billion. PancakeSwap is at $1.89 billion. Orca guys is at $1.33 billion. And Aerodrome is almost at $1 billion mark. It is at $989.49 million. Now look guys, there is only one person who needs to be given full credit to this, and that is President Donald Trump. And because of clean sweep in the US election, that is the only reason why we are seeing these numbers, isn't it? And guys, along with that, it's also important to note that the FOMC meeting was out as well, and Fed Chair Jerome Powell did actually go ahead and decide to reduce the interest rate by 25 basis points. So both of these news are extremely positive, not just for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but also for the stock market world, isn't it? So I'm definitely hoping that there are great times ahead. Now for the next 3 months guys, there are only 2 other dates I'll be curious about. The next one is the next FOMC meeting, which I believe is taking place on the 9th or 10th of December. And after that guys is probably the date when President Donald Trump gets sworn in. And after that is only going to be the date when CPI numbers are going to be released in the month of March. Because there was a massive anomaly going back in 2024, isn't it? Where the Democrats and the left-leaning administration, they did actually try to cheat the system. And they tried to additionally add 1 million jobs. Now it's really important to note guys, that in the month of March 2025, 1 million jobs will be deducted, and that would negatively impact the labor market conditions. But it's really important to note guys, it has nothing to do with the numbers of 2025, rather it was only because of an anomaly or cheating the system done by the Democrats in March of 2024. So I'm really curious to check if mainstream media does actually report the accurate news, or are they going to put out fake news and blame President Donald Trump's administration regarding 1 million jobs being reduced in March of 2025. So these are things we need to be aware of, isn't it? Now so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned guys, it is once again about the $300 billion mark. These numbers are absolutely crazy guys, to be honest. Today it is at $316.84 billion, and stablecoins as of today is accounting for 90.77% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $316.84 billion guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $274.69 billion. Now look guys, these numbers are absolutely great, because this would actually mean over the next coming days, there is a very high possibility that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be pumping up, isn't it? And who's to say guys, Bitcoin might eventually cross the $100,000 mark as well. Now so far as USDC is concerned guys, the 24-hour volume is at $21.06 billion, and FDUSD guys, which is number 3rd so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, and its 24-hour volume is $18.37 billion. Now let me quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Bitcoin, guys, has not only crossed the all-time high so far as price is concerned, but also shattered records regarding its market cap. And today, guys, it is at $1.74 trillion. But look, guys, since the last few days, since President Donald Trump has been re-elected, and after the FOMC meeting, one of the biggest gainers is Ethereum's market cap, and today it is at $393 billion. Before the elections, guys, Ethereum's market cap was below the $300 billion mark, isn't it? So it looks like almost $100 billion is added onto its market cap. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is at a staggering $142.25 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is at $59.74 billion. Now, strangely but not surprisingly, guys, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, it has actually been going down, and today it is at 59.14%, and the reason for that is pretty simple, guys. As in when people find out that the price of Bitcoin is reaching to new all-time high, there are a lot of new people getting into the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency spaces in it, and rather than buying Bitcoin, which is at a really high price, they choose to go ahead and buy tokens or cryptocurrencies at a lower price, and that does drive away the dominance from Bitcoin, isn't it? And only because of that, guys, Bitcoin's dominance has gone down to 59.14%, and Ethereum's dominance has actually pumped up, and today it is at 13.42%. But look, guys, one of the biggest gainers since the last 7 days is to do with Dogecoin, and it has been up by 100.61% since the last 7 days. Now, last night, guys, President Donald Trump did actually announce that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, they will be responsible for Doge, that is Department of Government Efficiency. Now look, guys, this is genius marketing not just by Elon Musk, but even by President Donald Trump, isn't it? And I'm pretty much sure, guys, because of this news, the price of Doge will be pumping up as well. So definitely genius marketing for Dogecoin in my opinion. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, on Twitter, try to follow Elon Musk, try to follow Vivek Ramaswamy and President Donald Trump. And President Donald Trump clearly mentioned Doge as well. So definitely funny and great news in my opinion. Now what I want to do is, guys, I just want to run through the market cap of DePIN, that is decentralized physical infrastructure. Because look, guys, right now there's so much of buzz regarding artificial intelligence, isn't it? So let me quickly run through the market cap of the top 5 DePIN protocols. The first one, guys, is BitTensor, and its market cap is at $4.21 billion. The second one, guys, is ICP protocol. Now me personally, guys, I'm definitely not a fan of ICP, because when they actually launched, they were immediately in the top 10 cryptocurrencies of all time. But in just a matter of few days, guys, 90% of the tokens completely vanished, and looks like the founders and investors dumped most of the tokens. But nonetheless, guys, so far as its market cap is concerned, it is at $4.18 billion. Fetch AI, guys, is at number 3rd. Its market cap is at $3.37 billion. Render, guys, is at number 4th. Its market cap is $2.82 billion. And at number 5th, guys, is Filecoin, and its market cap is at $2.53 billion. Now what I want to do next, guys, is I want to go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on areas where artificial intelligence needs blockchain technology. But guys, listen, I also want to go ahead and keep in mind the blockchain trilemma problem, because look, so far as blockchain trilemma problem is concerned, we have to make sure that all blockchain protocols do not compromise on decentralization, security or scalability. And because of that, guys, I very strongly feel there are limited use cases of blockchain technology. But nonetheless, guys, let me go ahead and share areas where artificial intelligence needs blockchain technology. And the first one I can think of is data integrity and security, isn't it? Because look, guys, artificial intelligence does actually rely heavily on data, but at the same time ensuring the integrity and security of data is crucial. Now so far as blockchain is concerned, it does provide immutable and transparent data storage, thereby reducing the risk of data tampering, making it more trustworthy for AI models to process and learn from. But there are a couple of challenges, guys, cause look, while blockchain provides immutable and transparent data storage, scalability definitely becomes a challenge, as AI systems require vast amount of data, isn't it? And storing large data sets on blockchain, especially in the case of training data for artificial intelligence, it can actually slow down the network and become costly due to limited scalability of traditional blockchain architecture. And scaling the blockchain while maintaining decentralization and security, which is the core principle of blockchain trilemma problem, could actually lead to slow processing speeds, especially with AI data heavy applications. So there is a trade-off between keeping decentralized control or having the storage or processing capacity required for AI systems. Now the next part I want to go ahead and touch base is regarding decentralized data marketplaces. Now look guys, this is an area where I see a lot of LinkedIn posts where people say that AI needs blockchain technology. Now look guys, I partially agree to it, but keeping the blockchain trilemma problem in mind, I am a bit skeptical regarding that as well. Now regarding decentralized data marketplaces guys, AI systems often require vast amount of data, which can be difficult to acquire due to privacy concerns and centralization of data, isn't it? Now blockchain can enable the creation of decentralized data marketplaces where individuals and organizations can securely sell or share their data, ensuring data ownership and control while enabling AI to access more diverse data sets. But there are challenges guys. Now blockchain enables decentralized data sharing, but incentivizing data providers and ensuring that AI models can access clean as well as quality data can compromise on security, and blockchain security features might not be able to prevent bad actors or ensure that data shared is of high quality, especially in a decentralized environment, isn't it? Now what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, try to look at EA's blockchain protocol and why it eventually turned out to be a complete failure. Now if you're new, because you should know that EA's blockchain did actually raise $4 billion during its ICO era, and what they did with that $4 billion guys, they went ahead and purchased Bitcoin. But listen guys, if you do want to understand why blockchain protocol failed and why the data shared was not high quality due to bad actors, EOS unfortunately is one of those examples. And it's also important to understand guys that decentralization of data marketplaces could actually pose challenges in terms of security, that is verifying data authenticity, as well as scalability, where handling large amount of data does actually become a challenge. Now the next point guys I want to touch base is transparency and accountability. Now AI algorithms can sometimes behave like a black box, making decisions that are difficult to understand or audit. Now blockchain technology guys, in theory at least, can help create an audit trail, ensuring AI decisions are traceable and transparent, thereby improving accountability and trust in the AI system. Now this is the area guys where we truly need to make a differentiation between open blockchain versus permission blockchain. Now in permission blockchain guys, people can go ahead and double spend. Essentially what they can do is they can rewrite history, and this is one of the drawbacks of central bank digital currency as well. So listen guys, whenever someone talks to you about permission blockchain, you need to understand that there is nothing called as permission blockchain. The other word for that is software, because one of the biggest innovations of Satoshi Nakamoto was that he was able to solve the double spending problem. So definitely try to understand what double spending is. Now keeping blockchain trilemma problem in mind guys, it's really important to understand when we talk about transparency and accountability that blockchain's immutability adds transparency, but at the same time it can impact the scalability of AI operations, and blockchain records everything on ledgers in it, but at the same time it also increases storage requirements, and as AI models evolve and grow, the blockchain's ledger could become too large to manage efficiently. Now when we talk about blockchain trilemma problem guys, the additional transparency of blockchain increases the blockchain storage needs, which may affect scalability, isn't it? And this will definitely slow down performance as the network grows. Now the next thing guys I want to touch base is regarding smart contracts for AI application, and smart contracts powered by blockchain technology can be used to automate transactions or process triggered by a system. For example guys, AI algorithms could trigger a smart contract when certain conditions are met, thereby streamlining operations like payment or resource allocation. But there are a couple of challenges guys. Smart contracts which are automated by blockchain can be very rigid, and integrating artificial intelligence, which by the way requires flexibility and continuous learning, may limit blockchain scalability, and smart contracts eventually may not be easily adaptable to changing data or unpredictable outcomes that AI may be able to generate. The regarding blockchain trilemma problem guys, blockchain's inability to dynamically adjust, this is due to fixed and deterministic nature, can actually lead to severe scalability issues, as integrating AI's need for learning and adaptation could actually overwhelm the system's capacity. Now the next thing I want to touch base is regarding data provenance. Now look, as AI models do actually need reliable, high quality data for training. Now blockchain technology can verify the provenance of data, ensuring that AI systems are trained with trustworthy, high quality data sets, thereby enhancing the accuracy and fairness of AI outcomes. But there are challenges, isn't it? Now blockchain offers data provenance, but tracking and storing massive data sets, such as let's say AI training data on the blockchain, can actually face issues with scalability and speeds, and the blockchain needs to handle both high transaction throughput and the large storage requirements of the AI models as well. Now so far as blockchain trilemma problem is concerned guys, high volume of data that AI demands could actually compromise scalability, thereby slowing the network, potentially making blockchain unsuitable for data-heavy application, isn't it? Now, the final point I want to touch base is security for AI models, guys. Now, look, blockchain can enhance the security of AI models, and it can do that by providing distributed control over the model updates, as well as ownership, thereby preventing tampering or unauthorized alteration to AI cores or parameters. But there are a couple of challenges associated with it, guys. Blockchain technology as such can secure AI models and prevent tampering, but it can also add complexity and overhead, and if blockchain's consensus mechanism is too slow or energy intensive, it can affect the AI model scalability in real-world application. Now, so far as Bitcoin is concerned, guys, in order to go ahead and make a security update, it took almost 18 months. But look, guys, in other blockchain protocols, there are foundations and associations who do that, isn't it? Now, you can make an argument, guys, that the foundations and associations is just another word for centralization, isn't it? And one of the things I do not like regarding foundations and associations, that a lot of the so-called tokens are given to early investors and adopters, and this is just another word for tweaking centralization. Now, regarding security for AI models, guys, so far as the blockchain trilemma problem is concerned, I very strongly feel that the added security layer from blockchain may compromise scalability and potentially decentralization, or distributed, how I like to call it, and this is depending on the consensus method that is being used, isn't it? Because right now you have proof of work, you have proof of stake, you have delegated proof of stake, you have proof of authority, and quite a lot of other. So look, so far as artificial intelligence needing blockchain technology is concerned, we always need to understand the whole blockchain trilemma problem. So let me know, guys, if you agree to my points, or if you have any alternative thought, and if you do have any feedback or suggestions, guys, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news regarding ETP and ETF. The first news, guys, is regarding Canary Capital, and they have filed with the United Securities and Exchange Commission to list a spot Hedera, that is H-bar ETF, and they are aiming to allow US investors to trade shares of Canary Hedera ETF Trust, and this will be done on an unnamed exchange. Now, so far as the filing is concerned, guys, they did have the filing on the 12th of November, and the proposed Mark 1 or the first spot ETF is H-bar ETF, and this follows Canary's application for spot XRP ETF as well as Solana ETF, isn't it? Now, it's really important to note, guys, unlike derivative-based funds, this ETF won't involve H-bar linked derivatives or futures, and this will avoid Commodity Future Trading Commission oversight. Now, while Canary Capital hasn't disclosed an exchange or custodian or even a ticker symbol for it, it previously launched an H-bar trust for private investors on October 1st. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what is the outcome to this. Because look, guys, now President Donald Trump is elected, isn't it? And more importantly now, Republicans will have control over the legislative as well as executive branches of government starting from January. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome to this ETF is. And we all know that Gary Gensler will be fired as well, isn't it? So let's see, guys, what happens to the approval of these ETFs and ETPs. Now, the next news, guys, has to do with ETP and Bitwise, guys. They have launched the first Aptos staking ETP, and the ticker symbol for that is APTB. That is A for Alpha, P for Peter, T for Tango, and B for Bravo. Now, this will be listed on 6 Swiss exchanges on the 19th of November, and this will offer European institutional and retail investors exposure to staked Aptos, and the ETP, guys, is going to be physically backed, staking the underlying Aptos to generate a 4.7% net return, and this adds to Bitwise's European staking products, which also include an Ethereum staking ETP. Now, so far as Aptos is concerned, guys, it is a high-performing blockchain supporting over 250 projects, isn't it? And it is utilized by companies like Microsoft, Amazon, as well as Coinbase as well. But if I'm not mistaken, guys, it is only at around the $6.5 billion range. But definitely interesting news in my opinion. Now, the next news, guys, I want to talk about is regarding Tether USDT, and they have launched the Wallet Development Kit, which is an open source modular toolkit. And here's the interesting thing, guys. It is aimed at helping developers and business integrate non-custodial USDT and Bitcoin wallets into the apps, websites, as well as devices. And it is built to prioritize users' control and align with the principles of decentralized finance. And the Wallet Development Kit by Tether supports a range of applications from human users to autonomous systems like AI as well as robots. Now, key features, guys, include a self-custodian model, customizable modules, and quick integration as well. enabling financial resilience and adaptability across industries. And Tether's wallet development kit, guys, reflects its commitment to open, resilient financial system designed for an evolving tech-driven world. So I personally think, guys, this would definitely be a game changer, not just for Tether USDT, but also for the world of Bitcoin, isn't it? Now, if you do need the official information, guys, the link to that is in the show notes below. And look, guys, if you're a developer, you definitely need to keep an eye on this news. So these were the news, guys, from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first one, guys, after a very long time, has to do with Metaverse and the RTA, that is Road and Transport Authority from Dubai. They did actually conduct a crisis management drill in the Metaverse. Now this marks the first use of Metaverse and digital twin technology in rail network crisis management in the region. Now this drill, guys, enhances crisis preparedness for Dubai Metro using advanced virtual technology. And this particular drill was conducted in partnership with a technology firm called MetaEssence. And the initiative, guys, aligns with RTA's Emergency and Crisis Management Program. And a secure, immersive virtual environment allows stakeholders to participate in the drill as well. And the purpose of doing this, guys, was it actually strengthens crisis response and coordination among various response teams, and government entities collaborated within the platform to ensure cohesive responses. Now the virtual drill, guys, allows teams to anticipate and strategize for potential challenges, and the exercise tests and improves readiness for complex real-world crisis scenarios. Now this particular approach, guys, definitely sets a new benchmark in global transport infrastructure crisis management, and the integration of digital twin technology enhances the drill's accuracy and realism as well. Now look, guys, when you talk about Metaverse, it's really important to understand that we are not just replicating things from a physical world into a virtual world, something similar to, let's say, having a virtual system, but it is important that we also go ahead and capture all the five senses. That is when we are truly in the Metaverse, isn't it? But regarding this news, guys, this news definitely underscores Dubai's commitment to leveraging innovation for public safety, and the drill serves as a model for safety and efficiency in emergency management, and is supposed reactive planning and rapid response strategies for crisis situation, and it definitely bolsters Dubai standing as a smart city leader through pioneering technology, and it bridges the gap between innovative vision and practical implementation in public safety, and it also reflects Dubai's proactive approach to safeguarding its transformative infrastructure. Now me personally, guys, I do feel we are at least 5 to 8 years away from mainstream adoption of Metaverse, but news such as this is definitely great news not just for Dubai, but also for the Metaverse industry as well as in it. So let me know what are your thoughts regarding this news. Now the next news, guys, has to do with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and they are planning $100 billion AI powerhouse, and this is to rival UAE Tech Hub. So look, guys, it's going to be really interesting to see how both of these regions compete as in it. Now so far Saudi is concerned, guys, they have launched a project called as Project Transcendence, and they are aiming to build a $100 billion AI powerhouse, and this is to rival the US tech advancement. And this initiative, guys, aligns with Vision 2030, which is focused on reducing oil dependence by bolstering AI sector, and the project includes significant investment in AI infrastructure, data centers and tech startups, and it aims to nurture local AI talent and attract global tech professionals to Saudi Arabia. And partnerships like the one between Public Investment Fund as well as Google serves as a model for international collaboration, isn't it? And regarding the partnership between Public Investment Fund and Google, guys, I did actually cover that in one of my Crypto and Coffee Date series. Now Saudi Arabia, guys, aspires to create a robust ecosystem that attracts foreign direct investments, and they're already working on Arabic language models, isn't it? And I very strongly feel, guys, developing AI in Arabic is an extremely key cultural component, promoting regional inclusivity and tech adoption, and public response to the project has been largely positive, with hopes for job creation and economic diversification. And some experts, guys, are concerned about the initiative's financial sustainability, especially considering prior mega project challenges. And if you look at it, guys, from a long-term perspective, there are definitely long-term economic impact, and expected benefits include global tech investments, economic growth and social progress. And what I'm really liking, guys, is their key priorities are building data centers, fostering tech startups, and creating a supporting regulatory environment, isn't it? And the project seeks to align with Vision 2030, isn't it? And they do that by creating a diversified, sustainable tech-driven economy. Now Saudi Arabia, guys, may establish a $40 billion AI-focused fund with partners like Andreessen Horowitz as well, and there will be effective governance, transparency and efficient resource allocations. Now Saudi Arabia will face competition from UAE, isn't it? Now if successful, guys, the project could enhance Saudi Arabia's influence in the Middle East and beyond. And if you look at it from a macro level, guys, The project aims to improve digital literacy, regional AI access, and local tech sector engagement, isn't it? Now, while some experts praise the potential for economic diversification, others are raising concerns about its feasibility as well. Now, government and oversight are absolutely necessary, isn't it, to make sure that they do not have any pitfalls as such. Now, that thing being said, guys, there are concerns over large financial commitment amidst existing budgetary pressures as well. But look, so far as the initiative is concerned, they definitely aim to foster job opportunities. But look, guys, on a positive note, when you talk about job creation, this particular initiative aims to foster job creation within the tech sector by building AI competencies. And one of the game changers is the Arabic AI, isn't it? And by developing Arabic AI, the project promotes cultural cohesion and supports local needs. And Saudi Arabia, guys, aims to increase the AI exports, leveraging domestic technologies globally. And this initiative definitely strengthens Saudi Arabia's role as a tech leader and boosts global influence as well. So look, guys, I wouldn't be surprised before 2030, Saudi Arabia turns out to be the leader not just in the Middle East, probably in the entire world as well. So definitely positive news for the Middle East region, isn't it? So these were the newscasts on the cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB, listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Mario asks, how do you think crisis management drill in the Metaverse, like the one by Dubai RTA, could impact real-world emergency response strategies? This, to be honest, is such a brilliant question. Now, it's really important to understand, Mary, when we talk about Metaverse, in its purest sense, it should go and capture all the 5 senses. Now, on a side note, I used to have a Metaverse Everything series, which I have stopped for almost a year. And the reason for me to go ahead and stop that series is only because I could not see any Metaverse use cases as such. A lot of the businesses, what they were doing is, they were just replicating what we are currently experiencing in the physical world, or even the online world, into a so-called Metaverse world. That, to be honest, is definitely not Metaverse, Mary. When we talk about Metaverse, the user experience has to be 10 times better than what we are currently experiencing. And that is one of the reasons why I do feel that we are almost a decade away from mainstream adoption of Metaverse. Now, regarding your question, I do feel that crisis management drills in Metaverse can definitely enhance real-world emergency preparedness, and it can do that by allowing first responders to practice and coordinate responses in complex scenarios, and this can be done without risking lives and resources, isn't it? And this virtual environment can definitely simulate different crisis scenarios like natural disasters, public transport emergencies, or large-scale public events, and with Metaverse you can do that with high realism, enabling responders to improve decision-making, teamworking and adaptability as well. And more importantly, the ability to run multiple drills in a cost-effective way makes it such a brilliant and powerful tool, isn't it? Now look, Mary, so far as the US military is concerned, they are already doing a lot of the training in the actual Metaverse. Now the ones that they're using is significantly superior than what an average person will use, isn't it? But that thing being said, Mary, it's really important to understand that for Metaverse to transform crisis management and become mainstream, it needs to engage all the 5 senses, enabling fully immersive experiences beyond just sight and sound. And according to me and a lot of experts, this requires advancements in technologies for touch, that is haptic senses, smell, even taste for that matter, which are currently still in early stages and face high development cost. Additionally, Mary, technical challenges like latency, data security, and the need for immersive processing power might be addressed as well. And achieving this level of immersion could take another 8 years or so, as these technologies mature and integrate seamlessly into everyday life, isn't it? And I very strongly feel only with these developments will the Metaverse be able to deliver seamless embodied experiences needed for applications like crisis management to reach the full potential. So these are my honest thoughts. Now at this point of time, the Metaverse faces hurdles in achieving a truly sensory-rich experience and scaling efficiently, but I very strongly feel it's likely to become mainstream within the next decade or so. So really interesting question. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.